The Chinese government says it's trying to crack down on bad debt, but could it be using a new credit rating system to also clamp down on political dissent? Some activists say it is. According to documents released by the Supreme Court, over the last 4 years, China has banned 6.7 million people on a credit blacklist from travelling by plane and high-speed trains. The ban works by blocking personal ID numbers required for travel and hotel stays. But the government says this is just the first step. It plans to collect a host of data ranging from internet browsing activity to online purchases to give a person a so-called social credit score. If you've participated in activities like community service and paid all your debts on time, your social credit score goes up. But if you've gone online and displayed what the government sees as antisocial behaviour, or you haven't been up to date on your repayments, then that score goes down. Credit ratings are frequently used to determine eligibility for car or home loans. But China's social credit score could also determine whether you get a job or have access to social services. And worse still, the government says those with low scores could even be punished by public reprimands or limits on internet access. Now, earlier I spoke to Andrew Leung, who's an independent China strategist. He thinks that household credit is not the biggest factor behind China's dangerously high debt levels.
Well, first of all, China is the world's second largest economy. So in absolute terms, of course, it's huge. But in terms of the percentage of the GDP, and if you look at the overall debt, it's still very serious. It's over 280%. But then you've got to look at the composition of the debt. In fact, private debt, private household debt is only 35%, well below average, because the private citizens, very, very difficult to get loans. And then there is a tradition not to borrow that much. But then the biggest debt is in terms of non-financial corporations, the state-owned enterprises and so on. Well, I think that this recent initiative to prevent the debt-bearing citizens from traveling and that kind of thing is a different ball game altogether. It's not so much non-performing loans by corporations. It's targeting at citizens. But I think that this is a very, very strange initiative, and is being practiced by, of course, in China, which is a socialist system. In fact, that the country has recently introduced what they call a social credit rating system. In other words, the credit rating system does not depend on people's ability to pay loans, but also reflects people's personal behavior. And then points will be deducted from a person's social credit worthiness. And this could affect the ability to borrow money, but also affect their ability to even have a seat on a train, or as in the present case, people who have found defaulting is a kind of bad social behavior, and then maybe they would not be offered a seat on a train. So I think that there's a very, very Chinese, unique kind of thing, which is perhaps can only be practiced in a socialist country like China.